And we are going to dive into different modules. And I think, Gabby, your students, I was texting with Ariana, your students will start with module 4 actually. And we have quite a bit of resources for module 4. So they'll do 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll figure it out. But I would like to do a deep dive in modules 1, 2, and we can do 4 or 5. Yeah. Have we confirmed? Okay. So it can be self-directed breakout rooms. Who else is starting with a year 2? So Cardoza, you're both going to start with year 1. Yeah. Okay. Gabby, I'll be with you. How's that? That'll be great. Okay. So, so you're on the slides. I will talk for a few minutes and then you will go and be one with the modules. Okay. So, slide 26. So these are the 8 modules of the year. Again, this can definitely cover 2 years, which is amazing. And again, module 3, health and quality of life. Again, there's a lot of great things in module 3, but there were a lot of, I think, engagement waned as they talked about more mosquitoes and things like that. But salud en tu comunidad, and students did PSAs around that. Those are some amazing skills that with removing module 3, we need to think about where those module 3 concepts and skills are going to be built into the other modules. So that's something to think through, and maybe a few of you in cohort 2 can help me think through that. But this is the overview. And again, it's a variety of the Spanish speaking world. When's the last time you had a Spanish book that did not center Spain? Huh? Yeah, so that's a big deal. Spain is important and it is module 8. So we talked about this, right? The cuatro fases, again, fase dos, you decide what you want to do with it, and you'll have to decide the most meaningful tasks. And I love the idea of letting students preview before the module and explore. So zooming in on nuestra identidad. So there's the panorama de lecciones, which gives fase por fase what's happening in each section. So that is, can I take a minute? Can you make sure you are all logged into VHL Central? And you're able to pull up the teaching tools, teacher edition. Let me ask cohort 1, 2 teachers, did you use the teacher's edition or the interactive virtual textbook?
I use both. If I wanted to copy and paste language, or copy and paste an image, I may have used the virtual textbook.
The virtual textbook, the vText, yeah. Okay, because that links to the student activities, right? So we are not in person. You do not all have the teacher and guide in front of you. Some of you may, but I think to do a deep review of each module, it's important that you have not just the teacher guide open, but you have this actual textbook so you can kind of click through it, just like you would if you had it in your hands, right? So there's always an anchor text, right? And then lots of resources around it. Module 1 specifically, you'll notice with Cuando Era Puertorriqueña, it has some verifica comprehension questions in each section. I think after module 1, they don't do that. And that is a really meaningful thing for students to have comprehension questions by each section. So you can think about that, what you might do in future modules. And then you get into names, right? That's really important stuff, really important for identity. And then poetry, and then poems, and their fase final, they're working on a poema lírico, okay? So I'll just talk, we talked a little bit about the teaching guides when we directed you to the drive, but when I met with Vista Higher Learning way back when, and we decided about this textbook, I asked them, do you have lesson plans available for teachers and can-do statements? And they said, yes, we have a teacher guide. So basically the way it is structured, and these were downloaded from the super site, and then we added things in the beginning and the end, right? And notes to teacher, things like this. Obviously, module 1, which everyone has taught, has all the resources. And there are still some comments. Yvette has comments on here from things she did when she taught heritage speakers in the past. So some resources from Courtney Nygaard, for example. So for example, you personally purchased them. So I am not able to link them in and add them to the drive because like that's Nygaard's property. But Yvette, as a teacher, linked it in there if you want to use it. But it's just like a thing, right? Because it is not something that I own, but it is a resource that one of your colleagues shared. So thanks, Yvette. So that's why I left them as comment. And then what we talked about is certain videos that you are not meant to be downloaded. So we linked them in. So this is what Vista Higher Learning says is lesson plans for you and the can-do statements. Actually, let me ask cohorts 1 and 2. Did you go with English or Espanol for the can-do statements? And did any of your students request English? Or did you do both?
I think I did both. I don't remember.
I did Spanish and the kids didn't really ask for any English.
The main idea, I can, yeah. Really, it's identify, right?
Our success criteria and like the learning intentions, we started in English and then slowly just changed it to Spanish and they didn't even notice.
Okay. So think of that for your students, right? And even so, I did it when I taught Japanese, right? I taught Japanese in the Bronx. No one knew how to read Japanese. And so I would have the phrase, like the can-do statement in Japanese characters. And then below that in a dark gray, I had in Romaji, which is the like romanization of it. And then I had it below that in lighter gray in English. So basically figure out, you want your students to know what they are assessing on. And so you can consider that. I will say even in the classes, like Carla's class versus Kaylin's class versus Yvette's class, some students are more English dominant and some students are more Spanish dominant. And you're going to see that there's going to be wide variety in the class. Monica, yours were newcomers, so yours was more Hispanohablantes, like total nativos, right? But you'll see some students really need that English there and some students do not. No hay ningún inglés en Galería. So you have to think about what you need to put in there in English so your students can be successful in the class. Okay. So we added additional resources. So I'd like for you to take 10 minutes to explore this teacher guide. And then you're going to go into small groups and think about what do you see in this, right? And so right now you're kind of going through the teacher guide. I'd say to focus on the teacher guide right now, because when you go into small groups, you're then going to look at the interactive textbook and the teacher guide and the module 1 folder. And just looking ahead, you're going to talk about what you appreciate in module 1, like the text, whatever, the important skills developed. Again, we're zooming out, more backwards design, and things you would do, you would change how you would sequence things. Okay, that's what you're going to do next. But right now, please zoom in and individually think about what you see in the teacher guide. Okay. Should we, I don't know, should we do you want to comment directly on it? We'll fix the comments later, but no, I'm going to say just kind of take your notes and then we will have like an open discussion about this afterwards. Okay. So click on the teacher guide. Comments are still there because of what I mentioned, and have fun. So 12:57, that's 9 minutes. 12:57, okay? Enjoy. Okey-dokey. So who wants to share what's coming up for them? Is this easy to use? I understand it might be overwhelming. Again, this is what we are trying to make sense of. It was downloaded directly from SuperSite. And so we're trying to kind of link in things that might be helpful to you. What questions do you have for open mic?
Well, I think that since we already know that we don't have to do everything, right? It's like an extra, it's like a resource for us to know, kind of like to match the book to this and start deciding what skills we need to teach for the summative project. So it could be, I mean, what I took from it was that it gave me some sort of structure with like the lesson plans. I was able to kind of be like, all right, this is what I can use during, but my case was different. Like I saw my students for 90 minutes, right? It was like a 90-minute lesson. So I needed to take this and adapt it to what I was doing, but what I was teaching in my pace, but it's chronological. It's like chronological order. So I just went to the bottom to see what the summative task was and start working from there, kind of choosing what I needed to teach.
Yeah, I will say one of the things, if I had all the time in the world, I would do a backwards design. Erica, who's not here, Erica is one of the cohort 1 teachers. That backwards design unit plan from New York State, right, would be really helpful to do because we know backwards design, we want to plan with the end in mind. We want students to understand what's coming last and then work to there. Yeah, okay, thank you. So you thought about, you went all the way down to the bottom, thought about the fase final, and then thought about how to teach. Okay. What else? Other things? Are you already thinking about what you might spend more time on, less time on during module 1?
So I love the student-facing slides. I felt they were super detailed and were definitely ripe for us to modify and make them our own. However, my question is, I know we had said in the past we could make copies of things. This one, none of these materials were allowing me to make a copy for myself. I don't know why.
Sorry, I was on mute. Really? So
Yeah, totally. I ended up like downloading it as a PowerPoint just because I was like, this is really good. I want to be able to sink my teeth into it. But none of the slides that you've shared today, when I go to make a copy on my own, there it says that I don't have access. So
can
just
you, I just made you co-host. Can you share your screen and show me what you're seeing?
of
Because I
course.
want to make sure I set it up so that everyone has view access. And I believe as viewer, you can make copies of things. I know there's, yeah, go ahead, show me. Thanks.
Okay. Of course. So I'm here now. Ah, wait, it left me. Hold on. Too many windows open, guys. Sorry. All right.
The same thing
Galería.
happened to me. I was not able to make my own copy.
Okay. Hold on, guys. 1 second.
Happening is that
That was happening to me before, but you have to make sure that when you save it, you're saving it to my drive and not back in the same place on the next screen.
Yeah.
So if you can see it now, I go to make a copy and I say entire presentation, right? And then it goes, I'm gonna laugh now if it lets it.
I
Oh,
know.
I'm sorry. I know what you have to
need
do.
to
You have to
change
download
where.
it. You have to download as a PowerPoint. Then you make a.
No, I don't think you do.
Okay, right there,
Caitlin,
you
were
see
you
where
gonna
it
say
says
something?
folder?
I
It says
didn't look
sample
like a
slide deck.
lunch.
See, look, here it is.
No, my love, go back. Where it says folder, you're trying to save it to this folder and you don't have writing access. So go back
Okay, got you. So go back to where I
or just
was.
hit X.
You have
and
to
then
click on
again,
the folder and
go to
put my drive.
file, make a
So I do-
copy inside presentation,
And then I
stop
do,
right
oh, I
here with
see.
this folder. You got to pick your own.
All
Ah,
locations. Oh, I love
got it.
scrolling through them. Yeah.
Go to
Go
my
to
drive.
my drive. Yep. There you go.
Awesome. You guys are the best. Thank you.
So I would recommend setting up within Drive your own Galería subfolder, right? And then yeah, okay.
Amazing.
So,
Thank you.
yep, okay. Yeah, so not every module has this, right? Module 1 has the most resources because we've taught this over 2 years now. This was kind of the slide to help students understand what's in it. What's also in this Lección de Apertura is a chance for students to understand the cuatro fases. But then I like what Yvette explained, that after module 2, she just had the students explore the module, right? And do this themselves. As much as you can have the students do it, have them give them agency, things like that. Other comments?
I tried Yvette's idea for the second module and it worked great. Like the kids got really into it. They were like, no, wait, that's not, you missed the vocab. That's this word, do you know this word? It's vocab. So it was really cute to see them kind of working through their projects. I would like to say that is there I guess like for each of the summative tasks, if there was a rubric of some kind, like for el mapa lingüístico, just because I find that since this would be my second year doing this, if it's not something that I'm used to like grading and giving feedback on, then it's like it takes me a while to return the work because I'm trying to figure that out while I'm trying to, plan. So is there something that maybe someone's made or that maybe I didn't know we had available?
So for all of and Yvette helped with this, I don't think we did for all the modules, but we showed earlier like the check bricks. So basically for any of the Galería tasks, they do have the rubrics. And like, for example, I copied this in, but then we did make them into check bricks, right? So if we go,
It's done for 1 and 2.
okay.
It's definitely done for 1 and 2. I thought I did it for 3, but did you delete the folder for 3?
But they're also in the resources, right? Like you can download them from the VHL,
Yeah,
from the
no,
super site.
that's not the same, Maria, because these are, yeah, so like basically everything you download from VHL, and I've given this feedback to VHL, it's not like PDFs, graphic organizers. No one wants a PDF graphic organizer. And so this, for example, this specifically was, yeah, I think Yvette, your process was you downloaded it, then we uploaded it as a Google Drive.
No, I had to screenshot the PDF of the textbook. Like the things that I translated here were not downloadable. Like I screenshotted and OCR'd the text from the screenshot.
Okay, so so it's a mix of
That's
what
why we did
Maria
it.
was
Otherwise,
saying.
we would just download. Otherwise, it was-
Okay, so I think it's a mix of, okay, you download it as a Word document and then make it into a check.
We literally just screenshot it like from the screen and then copied and pasted into a Word doc because there was no other way to do it.
Like these are not available as Word docs. The rubric was. Just let me sign into video.
Yeah.
These are from the textbook. Like what the kids see in the textbook is not downloadable on Galería.
Maria, sorry, I cut you off. So are you saying that you can download the rubrics as Word docs?
Yeah, I thought, yeah, let me check and I'll get back to you in a minute.
Yeah, so
I'm
essentially
pretty
like,
sure I downloaded it and I thought maybe Yvette shared something via email to all of us a while ago.
It was this that I shared.
Oh, it was this. Okay.
yeah. So this is what we're trying to do for each module, right? So we're taking what Vista has, then making it more useful for you. But
So what's downloadable is the points rubric. If you go back to the document I made, Joe. What's on the bottom, the rubrica with the points, that is downloadable. That is in the super site under student book rubrics. but the checkbox, like the checklist, that's only in the textbook. The top part, that little checklist is in the textbook, like as the actual checklist. That's what the kids see in the book as they're doing the projects,
This.
right? That. So that is not downloadable.
Yeah. So that's work. So this is, for example, like you have per session, right? For our sessions together, the cafecitos, like 2 hours a month per session. And this is like, yeah, whoever wants to take this on and do this, like Yvette, if you want to, you have your system or whatever for the other modules. Yes. So that's what we're trying to create to put in the drive to make it easier for everyone. But Carla, you specifically asked about the mapa linguístico, which is something we added in, and we do not have a rubric for that.
Okay.
But for
Oh,
example, yeah.
So just thinking about in terms of, you know, like a rubric of some kind, like we're not, because right, some of them made it in English, some made it in English and Spanish, some made it in Spanish, because that's like at the very beginning of the learning, right? That's unit 0. Yeah, it was a unit 0 task.
We
And
literally,
so
I graded
You
that
do
for
a 1-point
completion.
rubric, yeah.
Yeah, we graded for completion and like, did you try and do it or did you not? Because you can't really like put a grade on a kid's linguistic experience. Like
right.
it's personal, it's yours. So
Okay.
we kind of
Maybe
graded.
it just be like a completion. You can have like a rubric on, completion or something like that, but not
Maybe
content.
like, did they have the 3, categories?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
It could be a project and they can present and you can grade if you want, if you have to assess them like on presentational mode, but yeah.
My suggestion for you, Carla, and it's what we did with most of our tasks, even though we have this rubrica, we always did a 1-point rubric of like everything that was expected, just like in the middle, and then you just give them girls and glows. And then if you want to attach a number to it eventually, like as you progress, then you attach 1 through 4 for each category. But like if the thing was like the 5 things that I asked you to have, like make sure that you have 3 of these categories, 2 examples, and that you use both languages. Like I would just name it in the middle as like a checklist, and then you can just give them
Yeah,
feedback.
like I agree. Like this could be like a formative, it doesn't have to be a summative. It could just be formative, like just getting them, preparing them. And I agree with that. Like the more like give them feedback. But I would, if your students work, like sometimes kids would only work like if they get a grade on it, I would do a completion rubric or, all the categories like Arlene was saying.
Thank you. Thank you. And what about the Yo Soy poem? Is that, like, I don't see a rubric for that one. That would be the El Poema Acróstico, right?
So that's another thing that was kind of added in as part of the testimonials.
Okay.
And then Yvette linked in, but yeah, there are some examples, but I don't know if we have a rubric for that.
Yeah, anything that's in unit 0, we don't have rubrics for. Like it was either from Nancy or from whatever was in unit 0. And the poem, I think the Yo Soy poem is linked in the, is that something I linked? I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arlene and Yvette, let's talk about those 1-point rubrics. I'm trying to kind of pull an example up just in case you've never worked with 1-point rubrics. Yeah, but I think that makes sense for the unit 0 stuff, like, and then as you get into Galería, yeah.
And I see that in the slides that you shared that for El Poema Acróstico, it does give like a little, I guess, requisitos and creatividad in like a,
Yeah, that has a rubric there.
category rubric. Yeah. Okay.
Again, that was something I bought. So if I'm going down for copyright infringement here, but I did not make this. I bought this from Profe Nygaard. But she does have a rubric in there on slide 2.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, and you, Arlene, you said you have it in the middle and then glows and grows. on either side of it, right? So just think
I'm
about what.
looking for one to show you. As soon as I find out, I'll put the link in the
Okay, perfect. But I think that's a good point, right? So again, Vista has provided some things, and then we realize what gaps there are. And so, yes, it benefits all of us to have rubrics that we can all pull from, right? If, yeah. And the self checklists are great. Yeah. Okay, so it's 111. Arlene, thank you for trying to find those. I thought it would be great if we went into groups and kind of looked at modules 2, 3, no, not 3. We're gonna skip 3 for now, right? So modules 2, 4, and 5. And yeah, so basically I'm gonna set this up. So module room 1, you're gonna look at, I'm gonna move your sorry, hold on. I'm gonna fix up the slides, but rooms 1 and 2, you're gonna look at module 2. Rooms 3 to 4, you're gonna look at module 4. And rooms 5 and 6, you're gonna look at module 5, okay? So I gotta fix up the slides, or I'm going to, yeah, I'll fix up the slides. You're going to go in your rooms, you're going to open the interactive text, you're gonna look at the teacher guide, and you're gonna look at that folder. So I'll just take out the links. Yeah, module 2 folder, module 2 teacher guide, things like that. And right, what you appreciate about it, what you think are the most important skills developed in that module, and then decisions you would make, what you would spend more time on, things like that. So any questions right now? Okay, so breakout rooms.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
just one with this one is I lost the where this was. Where do I go to put this information into? Where do I find this? It's
Okay.
Gallery of
So
Planning.
for
I
the
can't read
first,
it. Small.
yeah, for the first 5 minutes, you and your group are just going to be exploring your module. I'm going to fix up the slides because I had the slides set up so that room 1 was going to look at module 1, but we did module 1 together. So I think, yeah. So spend a few minutes just looking at it, and then you will go to your slides. So room 1, you're going to have slide 30. Room 2, you're going to have slide 31. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to fix up the slides while you go into your rooms, and breakout rooms are definitely easier in, yeah, so 6 breakout rooms, so that's like 2 to 3 of you in each, okay? Okay. And open all rooms, click the blue button.
3.
And we will come back together at 1:25, 10 minutes. Hi, Amy. Amy, are you here? Sorry, need to resume the recording. They also come. So Kim is coming 3 times in December and February and May. She's coming back to back with Nectful. So you'll maybe, I'm going to schedule it so that like if Kim visits you once, you'll get Kim again. Last year, like Jessica, everyone came to visit you, right? So Kim will come 3 times and Nancy will come 3 times. And so here is Kim. We visited tons of schools, 3 a day. She hates me because I like walk really fast and make her get on the subway. I ask you to review these slides from Kim, things she learned based on the classes. So comment directly on that. I'll ask you to do that. Last thing is, so if you were not there on June 30th and you did not watch the recording, from Vista Higher Learning, please take an hour. You can count per session for it and watch this recording, because this June 30th recording is foundational before the one on Tuesday. The training on Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Zoom, and I'll make sure you have the link, is so that's setting up classes within SuperSite. But all of that in the June 30th recording is really important before that. I'm going to send you, there's an I can checklist, and I'm going to ask you to fill that out so that we can have a successful session. And so tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. I'm available. I will be on Zoom again, so you can pop in if you want more. It's going to be more unstructured, more like office hours. Come in, ask your questions, we can talk. Otherwise, I'll just be working on cleaning up the folders. Then Monday, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. we'll do in-person planning at 333 7th Avenue. And then Tuesday is the 1 hour training. So let's check our objectives. Hopefully after today, are you able to access and articulate the major milestones and dates of the year ahead? Thumbs up? Yes, nodding. Okay, perfect. Are you able to articulate the structure of the units within Galería? Perfect. Which fase are you going to skip unless you think it's necessary? No, one, not 3. Dos. Yeah, fase dos, estructura. Yeah, okay.
That was the module one. That was the
Yeah.
module.
Oh yeah, we're skipping modulo tres. Enough
Yeah.
about the mosquitos, but we need to make
Yeah.
sure that El Salvador and those ideas are representing in other modules. So Maria, maybe we can work on that. Find key resources within the Galería super site. Hopefully you're going to click around and explore the Galería super site. And then suggesting instructional routines. We did not necessarily get to that, but the idea is you will take what's in there. You cannot do everything, and you will make decisions for your students. Okay. Because we're going to try to keep the pacing per session. Okay. I realized last year, not everyone and some teachers new to the DOE, just a reminder about how to do the per session. So I'm going to ask you right now to click, I'll put it in the chat, make a copy of this per session template. We are on slide Taco Tuesday in some worlds, I don't know.
42, I think.
Yeah, slide 42, thanks. It's definitely, I have really good friends in Australia. It's definitely Thai Thursday over there. Yeah. Okay.
We need access for that document.
Oh, really? Okay. So this is, you're going to have view only access to this. And you're going to make a copy, and just like you already set up that folder, you're going to make it and save it on your Google Drive.
Jill, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Bye, Yvette.
I was working during the summer, and then they use something that they call DocSign in order to do the precision. I don't know, you know how that works. And then we just have to fill that up, and then we just send it.
Can you show me an example of that after this? DocSign.
Yeah,
DocuSign.
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm going to tell you what I do is that basically, because I'm not in the office so much, like right now for some of the timesheets from last year, I'm asking you to do it as a Google Doc, and then you have to make me edit access, because then I'm going to digitally sign and send to my colleague who will then submit it. So it's basically electronic, because if you send me like a PDF of something, I I cannot process it till the next time I'm in the office. So I'll look into DocuSign, but I think this is a good thing too. I need your last name, your first name. That's not going to change, right? You can make this copy and use it as your own template. The program name is OML, Accelerating Learning for Heritage Learners. You put your address, you put Spanish 7 to 12, that should be your license. Your work hours, you might not know them exactly yet, Astrid, for example, but we're in the summer, so it should be fine. You're going to put your contractual hours there. Teacher symbol is 24, 24, TR. Your file number will be the same, and again, this is your template. Your school, right? This is Maria's example. She's Energy Tech. It's District 30. It's Q for Queens, and it's 258. If you don't know those numbers, right? Like 13K 483, 9X 505. Like your school has a district, borough, and number, right? Monica, yours is 24Q 264.
Yes.
Yeah, so you should know that. So basically today, I pre-populated it for you from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we took half hour for lunch. So that was what, 4.5 hours today. And I pre-populated for Tuesday. I expect you to be there for Tuesday. If you come tomorrow, great. Add a half an hour for commenting on Kim's slides, right? You're going to take up to a half an hour for that. And then if you watch the recording from June 30th, you can take an hour for that. We're going to run out of per session at some point, but I have like 30 hours for each of you. So like between now and September, you'll probably have like 8 hours with today and then Tuesday and everything, 8 to 10 hours. And that gives at least 2 hours a month over the next year for cafecitos, doing some slides, other things, okay? I might be able to ask for more per session, like, because I'm going to give Yvette some to make some check bricks, Maria, things like that. So just so you know, that's how per session works. Any preguntas on this one?
Sorry, so we're going to include then so it's 1 hour to do the slide work for Kim Patowski and 1 hour to do the Vista training, right? In addition, that will add to that.
1 hour for the Vista training, no more than 30 minutes on Kim's slides.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
if we go
Yeah.
in person next week, is that considered per session as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
recommend just wait till the end of the month and just add everything.
Yes. Yeah. So a few things. Yeah, the links to the slides. Can someone put the
Okay.
links to the slide deck in for Juan? Back to the slide deck. So, okay, so then you're going to have this, right? Please use a 24-hour clock because I try to keep it on one page so I can submit it like that. If you add in like 3 p.m., then it moves it to another line. We're not going to talk about asynchronous work right now because I have limited hours, but if I give you a project and like Yvette take 3 hours and do all the check bricks, for example, she had to leave, but yeah, that's asynchronous work. You're gonna put in your own drive and then about 2 hours monthly, right, for the cafecito and the prep time. I need you to submit them monthly. I will remind you during the cafecitos, but basically Carla, I still don't think I got all your timesheets from last year. Like, if you don't give them to me regularly, it charges interest and stuff like that, and my office gets very mad at me, and then it looks bad for all of us. So please, I'll give you reminders about that, but you'll have to submit them like monthly. And I'm asking you to do via the Google form. So take 1 minute to click on that Google form and make sure your name is in the drop down, please. And again, so your name should be in the drop down right here. Gabby, you need to tell me if you prefer with 1 B or 2 or with an I. I can't remember, sorry. I think Lori did it with 2 Bs, but you let me know. I'll update that. And then pay period. You can do 1 month at the same time, that's fine. Or you could do per pay period, it's up to you. Number of hours completed, and then you can link to a timesheet or you can upload I prefer just a link to a Google Doc, to be honest, and it's up to you. And then send yourself a copy of responses if, yeah. Preguntas?
So for today, we filled this out, this per session, this one, we do this today? Or
Yes, so hopefully you made your copy, you made your own copy for yourself, you fill in your top, and then I pre-populated, all of you have the 4.5 hours for today, right? And then I expect that you'll be joining on Tuesday morning for that 1 hour. And then if you join tomorrow, you can add in hours for the 21st, or if you join on Monday, the 25th, you can add in hours there. So after next week, after like the 26th, you can submit your timesheets for this pay period. Okay.
And so after we fill this one out, so what we do, we share it with you, or you already could see it?
So who knows? What should she do with the timesheet?
She has to fill out your Google Docs, your Google form.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'm
would
gonna
put a
ask you.
star on that Google Doc link, you know, like a star or something so that I know where to find it. Can you?
Yeah,
I don't-
bookmark it.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
bookmark it.
And it's going, I know, I should put it in the folder. So there is in the shared drive, there is a per session documents, and it links to, here's the template, here's the log, and here's a link to the Google form.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me, because my inbox is so crazy. I want to make sure then I can just log in and like process all your timesheets at once. Okay.
I
What
have a question. On your
Yeah.
form, you
Mhm.
ask us if we have a Google Doc time log. Would you like us to make one, like for every time we submit, what it was for?
So for example, yeah, the time logs are important, but for these sessions in August, we're together. So you're not doing asynchronous work. So
So
I
it doesn't
don't
matter.
need one.
Okay.
So right, for this August time period, I do not need, but like for Yvette, for example, if she's doing all the checkbooks or you're doing all the rubrics, for example, then you would do that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I can stay on. Yeah, so please join the Google Classroom if you haven't already. The rest of the slides we did not necessarily get to. And please check, Stephanie, you told me that Cardozo did not receive the books yet. So we'll have to make sure you all have your books. It's not going to be late September, like cohort 2 got it way too late, but I'm hoping in the next week or two, you will receive them if you have not already, but because we've paid for them. Gosh, I don't even have a Mentimeter or any way for you to share how you're feeling. Let's take a picture. I know Yvette left, a few people had to leave, but let's take a picture. Oh, Gloria Cortez is definitely smiling right now. That's nice. And Amy is still in Bali, I think. I'm not sure why she's still with us because I would be enjoying Bali, which is totally fine. Okay. Monica, can you turn your camera on?
Okay.
Okay.
Let me change the background. Hold on.
Okay. I didn't even put lipstick on. Sorry. Okay. Okay. We still can't see you, Monica, but Stephanie's in the grass now. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay. 3. Oh, there's Monica. Yay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, cool. I'll put that on one of the slides and it's in the chat. I'll put it in the chat. I appreciate all of you. It's going to be the same Zoom link. I'll send it to you. The same Zoom link for tomorrow from like 9 to 11 if you want to come in and ask your questions and everything. But hopefully you have a lot more info than you had when you came in this morning. Okay?
Gracias,
Thank you.
Jill. This was great.
Okay, gracias. Okay, bye.
Jill, so can I stay to ask you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
And Gabby,
Jill, where are the slides that you wanted us to comment on?
I will put them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How about this? I'll put them here and then I'll send via email, but open it up before Zoom closes. Okay.
Okay,
So
gracias,
next
Jill.
Tuesday, we're probably gonna log on, but we're not submitting hours because we'll be at school doing orientation.
Okay.
I'm getting paid anyway. Just in,
Okay. Thank you.
all right, bye.
And Arlene, you and Yvette, if you're gonna need waivers, you need to let me know because that was a thing last year.
We are most definitely probably gonna need waivers eventually. I mean, right now we're okay. We didn't really work this summer that much, so.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
last year we needed 2, so,
Fancy. Yeah.
you know,
Next year, you guys take me to Puerto Rico. How's that?
sounds good.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
So I'm not so many precision because I work in the regions today. So
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. And Juan, do you think Edwin? Yeah, I'll set up a chat with Yumi and Labani to look at the schedule. You'll have one section or more sections of Heritage this year?
I know I have mine. She was just there, but I don't know where she went. Let me see if I can.
Okay, that's fine.
Stay.
Yeah. And is Edwin
Uh,
teaching again too?
I don't know, but she's right here. Let me ask
Okay.
her.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Stephanie, do you have a pregunta?
Gio, que sí. ¿Cuántas
Hola,
personas de
Labani,
español?
¿cómo estás?
She cannot hear you. Sorry.
I just wanted to kind of connect with you about schedules and stuff like that. So we can talk more, but Juan has one section or 2. Can she hear me?
Hi, Gio.
Hi. Does Juan have one section or 2 sections?
We still don't know. I
Okay.
can't tell you because I've been coming here since July for programming and still not
Yeah.
done.
Okay.